So let us start our lecture. So today is our second experiment. The name of experiment is to verify the principle of movements using bent lever apparatus. In the previous experiment we have conducted the experiment and we have verified the principle of movement using disc apparatus. Now we are using another apparatus which is called bent lever apparatus. So what is the objective of this experiment? The objective of this experiment is same as to verify the principle of moments, which states that if a number of coplanar forces acting on a body keep it in equilibrium and their movements are taken about any point in their plane, the sum of clockwise movement is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise movement, right? So this is a bent lever apparatus. If you take a close look of this apparatus is available in the lab, and we are required with weights, certain hangers, and there is a spring balance attached to this bent lever apparatus. You can see here that a spring balance is attached here, and various hanger could be hang here, and various weights are put here, and this is a counter adjustment. You can adjust the scale with the help of this counter adjustment weight. Okay, you can see that there are holes in this arm and horizontal arm. You can hang various weights here. These weights will tend to produce an anti-clockwise movement. This is a pivot point. This arm will tend anti-clockwise movement. This will go downward, producing an anti-clockwise movement around this pivot point, and the spring balance, there will be a tension in the spring balance. It will tend to elongate the spring balance due to this anti-clockwise movement. Now the spring balance has tension, so it produces a clockwise movement. The spring balance tends to pull it in the other on the other side, right, on the left side, which will produce an which will produce a clockwise movement. So the sum of this anti-clockwise movement and clockwise movement, this should be these movements should be same and their difference should be 0. So how we perform this experiment? So first of all, let us go to the theory and then the procedure of this experiment. The principle of movement states that if the number of coplanar forces are those forces which act on the same plane, acting on a body, keep it in equilibrium. Suppose a number of forces are acting on a body and the system comes to equilibrium, that is, there is no translation or rotation motion in the body, and their movements are taken about a point, and there is a certain point about which we take a movement, that point is the pivot point. The sum of clockwise movement should be equal to all the movements that produce clockwise movement should be equal to all the movements that produce anti-clockwise movements, right? You can see here from the equation that F cross D, F is the force and D is the movement arm. Summation of all the forces, summation of all the product of forces and distance should be equal to summation of all the product of forces and distance anti-clockwise clockwise movement. So procedure. So what is the procedure? Let's go back to the diagram, and I will show you that how we can carry on this experiment. First of all, before hanging any weight, you will remove this hanger and you will see whether the spring balance is coincided on 0 or not. If it is not coincided on 0, it means that there is certain error in the balance. So what you have to do is to adjust this counter weight and bring it to 0, right? Now you can see here a small pointed triangular shape. You can see here a target, a pointed object here. Can you see here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so bring the balance, align the balance to this triangular portion, right, to this pointed portion. So it will be in a point of 0, right? There the error will be eliminated if you coincide the scale with 0. from where you can adjust this to 0. You can rotate this knob and bring the scale into 0, right? Now the system is free and you can conduct the experiment. Now you will put some weights here, different weights. Let's suppose you put 3 hangers here, here and here. Okay, so now you will give it name W1, W2 and W3, right? And you will also measure the distance from this pivot point. That will be D1, D2 and D3. There will be 3 movement arms as we have 3 weights, right? Now multiply the weight with the respected movement arm. So you will have W1 L1, W1 D1, W2 D2 and W3 D3. These are the movements which tends to rotate this object, this bent lever, in anti-clockwise, right? Anti-clockwise direction, in this direction. Now now you can see that since this will produce an anti-clockwise movement, so the bent lever, the horizontal arm, will tend to move downward. So this balance will this vertical arm will have gone to this to the right side. Now you have to adjust this to exact this point. So what you have to do is to rotate this knob until this is coincided with this triangular portion, right? You will rotate this arm so it will pull it here. The spring balance will go to the left side, and until you come to this point, so the vertical line coincide with this triangular portion, this pointed triangular portion. Now when it comes to this point, it means that this horizontal arm will come to horizontal position. So you will now note the reading of this spring balance. Let's suppose at the start this is spring balance, the reading was S1. Now you will note the reading, and that will be S2, right? Now you will calculate, you will measure this from distance from this point to this point, and that will be the movement arm. This is also the spring balance also tends to produce a tension, which is also a force. So you will multiply this force with this vertical distance, perpendicular distance. So the product of this clockwise movement should always be equal to the product of this anti-clockwise movement. So this is our experiment. Here you can see that from the procedure, before hanging the loads on the horizontal arm of the lever, adjust the position of the vertical arm with the help of spring balance so that the mark of the vertical arm coincide with the knife edge fixed on the base. The knife edge, the triangular portion, which is the knife, which we call knife edge, it is fixed on the base. You have to coincide the vertical arm with the knife edge. Now note the initially when you adjust the spring balance so that the vertical arm comes to coincide with the knife edge, so there will be certain reading on the spring balance. So note that reading, and let's suppose we say that it is S1. Now hang various load, suppose W1, W2, W3 on the horizontal arm. This will cause anti-clockwise movement and push the vertical arm back to the stopper, beyond the knife edge. With the help of spring balance, bring back the vertical arm to the knife edge. Now how will you bring back the the vertical arm to the knife edge? So you will do that with the help of the knob which is fixed in the bent lever apparatus. Now the spring will cause tension, and the tension thus applied has clockwise movement, which is equal to the anti-clockwise movement. Now take the final reading of the spring balance as S2. So that will be S2. So S2 minus S1 will be the actual tension in the spring balance. Now you note the movement arm, that is L. The movement arm, the vertical, the movement arm taken on the vertical arm. Okay. So W1 L1 multiply W1 L1 plus W2 L2 this should be equal to S2 minus S2 S into L, right, clockwise movement. So these movement will be always be equal to, clockwise movement should always be equal to anti-clockwise movement. If there is a small difference, that means that we have done some error and we have miscalculated the spring balance weight, or we have measured the wrong distances between the weights and the pivot point, right? So what are the precautions? So we need to do adjustment of the vertical arm. It should be done before taking each reading. It means that before taking any reading, you have to adjust the vertical arm to the sharp knife edge. Reading should always be taken after the system is in equilibrium, right? So when the system comes into equilibrium, so then you will take the reading. If it is in motion, then you will not be taking any reading. So now we goes to some videos. These are the links I have provided in the lecture. So we go to that links and see that how this experiment is practically performed in the lab.